Question 22 says a student had a certain amount of money. She spent 1/4 of her total amount of money at an amusement park. Later, she spent 1/5 of her remaining money on a meal. Given that she returned home with $60, which of the following is closest to the amount of money she had before she went to the amusement park? And they give us option F is 87, option G is $100, option H is 109, and option J is 120. So let's say what she had is X. She had X. That's the total amount is X. Okay. They said she spent 1/4 of X, so she spent 1/4 of X, which means she now have, which means she has, she spent X over 4, right? So then she spent, what did she have X over 4? What is left is going to be X minus X over 4. Okay, that's what is left. So if we do that, this is, I'm going to call this spent. So this becomes 4X minus X over 4, and that gives us 3X over 4. So that's what is left. Okay, that's what is left. So she spent 1/4, she has 3X over 4 left. Okay, and then of the remaining money, she spent 1/5. So she spent 1/5 of what she got. So she spent 1/5 of 3X over 4. So that now that amount is actually 3X over 20, because of means times. So what she has left, initially she had this before. She spent this out of it. So she now have 3X over 4. She spent 3X over 20. That's what she spent. All right. So this is spent. This is going to be left. So this is going to be, do the same thing. 20 here is 5, is 15X minus 3X. So she actually spent, what she have left will be 12X over 20. That's what is left. Given that she returned home with $60, so what is left is actually $60. Because after everything, that's what she got left. So she got home with $60, which means that this amount is the same thing as $60. So that 12X over 20 is $60. So now all we gotta do is figure out what X is, right? So that this divided by this gives us 5. X is equal to, X over 20 is equal to 5 over 1. Therefore, X is equal to 20 times 5, and that is 100. So what she started with originally is $100, and that is option G. Question 23. It says, given that I is the imaginary unit, given that I is the imaginary unit, right? Which of the following is equal to I cubed? Which of the following is equal to I cubed? And they give us option A is 1, option B is I, option C minus 1, and option D minus I. Okay, so we know that I squared is minus 1, right? We know that for a fact, that I squared is minus 1. So when we have I cubed, is the same thing as I squared times I. So I squared is minus 1. so that we can say minus 1 times I, which means that I cubed is now minus 1 times I is minus I. So our answer is minus I, which is option D. Question 24 says, a theater manager decide what prices to charge for adult and child tickets for an upcoming show. Based on previous data, the manager expects that a total of 400 tickets will be sold. So tickets sold to be sold, 420. And the adult to child ratio of the numbers of tickets sold will be 1:3, which means one adult, they say adult to child ratio is 1:3, which means what this means is for every one adult, you will have 3 children. That's what 1:3 means. The manager is working with a given constraint. The adult ticket price must be no more than 1.7 times the child ticket price, so that maximum adult price, what that is saying is adult price is 1.7 times maximum of 1.7 times child price. That's what that statement means. It says the manager is working with the given constraint. The adult ticket price must be no more than 1.7 times the child ticket price. That's what it says. Which means that if you want to put it in math equation, it means the adult price equal to or less than 1.7 times child price. That's what this means in math. Equal to, it can be 1.7 times, but it cannot be above that. So it can be less than or equal to that amount. Then it said the total amount of money from ticket sales must be at least 2,100. So total ticket sales is equal to or greater than $2,100. That's what it means. So it says let A represent the adult ticket price. So adult ticket price equal to A. And I said let C represent the child ticket price. Child ticket equal to C. Which of the following systems of inequalities represent the given expectations and constraints? Given expectations and constraints. So they give us F, option F. They say A equal to less than 1.7 C and that gives us 105 A plus 315 C is greater than equal to 2,100. Option G says A is less than equal to 1.7 C, 140A plus 280C greater than or equal to 2100. Option H is A is greater than or equal to 1.7C. We have 105A plus 315C less than or equal to 2100. And option J is A greater than less than 1.7C, and we have 140A plus 280C is less than or equal to 2100. All right. So first of all, we know that adult price has to be equal to or less than, which this is the same thing as this right here. And ticket sale is equal to greater than 21, which means this is the same thing as this right here, right? So anyone that does not match this automatically is a fail. In this first one, this first one matches this right here, right? So we can keep that. G, this two actually matches what we have. And then for the total price, it has to be less than or equal to 21. Total price has to be greater than or equal to. So this one is less than. We can write H out. You have option J is also less than here, so you can write that out. It has to be greater than. So now you have only F and G as your viable option, right? So I'm going to take these two out. Because once you interpret the statement, the answer becomes clearer. All right. So now we have A less than 1.7, C 105, 315C, 140A plus 280C. So now all you got to do is figure out which of these equation is correct. So let's do that. We have 420 tickets altogether. Let's assume that the manager is selling exactly at 1.7. Let's assume that. So if we're selling exactly at 1.7, we know that A is going to be equal to 1.7C, right? And we know that he has ratio of ticket is 1 to 3, which means that for every one ticket, he's going to sell 3 tickets for children. That's what that means. So we can say 1 plus 1x, x plus 3x is equal to 420, right? So that we know that x equal to 420, divide both sides by 4, So that gives you x is equal to 420 over 4. This is the same thing as 42 times 10 over 4. Okay, it's the same thing. You can this one is the same thing as 2 times 2, right? So 2 here is 5. 2 here is 21. Okay, so that x is equal to is 5, and that's 10, 105. So your x is 105. That's adult price. And then child price, which is equal to A. And then child price is 105 times 3. 105 times 3 is, if we times this, 3 is 15. Carry 1, 3 is 0, is 0, 1, and 3, 5. So child price is 315. So that we know that if we add these two together, we should have equal to or less than 2100. So that brings us to 140. 140, that's number of tickets. 105, 105 tickets times adult price, which is A plus 315 ticket times child price, which is C, should be equal to 2100. So what matches that is this. So option F is the option. Question 25. It says, in the figure shown, lines L and M are parallel, line K is a transversal, and three angles measures are given in degrees. What is the value of W? And we're given these two parallel lines. And I say this is 11Z, and this is 6Z plus 10 degrees. And this is K right here. This is L, and this is M, and this is 2W degrees. What is the value of W? That is the question. And it gave us option A is 10, option B 20, option C 30, and option D 35. Oh, sorry, 55. So that is what we have. If we know this, we know this. So first thing first, let's figure out what this value is. This is on a straight line, so we know that the total angle on a straight line is 180. So we know that 11Z plus 6Z plus 10 is equal to 180. So now we know that 11Z plus 6Z should give us 17Z plus 10 is equal to 180. So that 17Z is equal to 180 minus 10. And that is 17Z is equal to 170. All right. So we have 17Z is equal to 170, and Z is equal to 170 divided by 17. That gives us 10. So as Z is equal to 10, so now we can calculate for Z. Since we know that Z is equal to 10, it means that 11Z is the same thing as 11 times 10, and that is 110. So this is 110. So if this is 110, sorry, this is equal to this, so we can know this one. Which means that this one right here, we can also know this one too. If this is 110, we can easily find out what this number is. So let's call this X. We're gonna call this X also, because this is gonna be the same figure. So if it's 110, then this is gonna be 90. So we know this is 90 because X plus 110 is gonna be equal to 180. That means that X is gonna be 180 minus 110, which is not 90, 70, which is 70. So it's going to be 70 right here. So if this is 70, this is also 70, right? And now we can easily find TW. So if this is 70, is going 70 also, now we can find this. So 2W plus 70 is equal to 180. So 2W is equal to 180 minus 70. And that gives us 110 again. So that TW degrees is equal to 110 degrees. Therefore, W is equal to 110 divided by 2, which is 55 degrees. So W is 55 degrees. So that's the long way of doing it. The simple way of doing it is that whatever number you get right here is going to be the same number here because it says that they are parallel. They are parallel. So whatever you get right here, it's going to be the same thing you get here because guess what? This number is going to be this number right here also. And if this is the number, if they're parallel, then the opposite number, opposite angles will be the same. Everything here gives you 360.